Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about the importance of filming your lifts. And it's really funny because I used to always look puzzled at people when they say, well, if you lifted this weight or that weight years ago when you were training, why didn't you just film it on your phone? Why don't you have copies of it? And I always found that amusing because I don't think people today, kids today, they don't realize that within my lifetime we didn't have cameras, right? Average person when I started training didn't have a camera that could record video. We didn't own such devices. It wasn't normal, right? Because they have grown up in an era where everyone has a smartphone. Everyone has a smartphone with a pretty good camera on it, right? Everybody could record their lifts. When I started training, we didn't have access to that kind of technology. At least not the average person. Obviously, cameras existed, but the average person didn't have a camera. The average 20-year-old or 22-year-old when I was that age didn't own a camera that could record video. Right? That was like maybe some rich people had it. Maybe you had a neighbor down the street who had a big old camera. But the idea of a camera the size of your phone that could record stuff, that was ludicrous. But today everyone has that. Everyone has that. And it's so commonplace that I won't even take on clients who don't record their videos. Like, that's mandatory for me, for even a coach. My coaching clients have to record videos every week. I'll cut them loose if they don't, because it's necessary for me to coach them long distance. We live in a modern era to where you can literally record everything that you do is necessary. Right? We can get feedback on that. They can record their lifts. And I've even had some people say, well, my gym won't let me record. I see people out there say that, and it's like, well, you need to find a new gym, because that's absolutely ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous if you have a gym that won't let you record your lifts. You need to just find a new gym, because we live in an era to where this gives us such a valuable feedback tool. I mean, if people didn't realize that seeing their own lifts were important, everyone wouldn't be trying to stare at themselves in the mirror while they train. Which, that, by the way, is dangerous. If you wanted to ban something, if someone was really concerned for the well-being of their clients in the gym, you know what would be banned? It would be mirrors in the weight room. Right? Mirrors in the weight room. And for those of you who have a home gym who put a mirror up, you need to take that thing down. Okay? You can go, if you want to go flex in the mirror, you can go to your bathroom and do that. Do not have a mirror near your weights. Do not have a mirror near your rack. Okay, that will hurt you. Last thing you want to do is watch yourself in a mirror. But over to the point, recording lifts is pretty much one of the best feedback tools that we have. Literally, that takes everything up to another level. You have the ability to actually record and look at your own lifts as you go. And the reason that matters is that we can get form checks, you can get depth checks, you can look and see where your weak points are. In other words, if you have the ability to record your lifts, not only do you have the ability to assess your own lifts, you have the ability to send them to different people to assess them. You have the ability to send them to coaches to be assessed. You can have other friends who are serious lifters who maybe are longer distance, who you're in a circle of friends with, where you could look at each other's lifts. Okay, that's something I would recommend right up front. Get involved with other people who are serious about lifting, and you'd be surprised how many people will give you a little bit of form coaching. I don't do it for free. So a lot of people try to send me stuff, and I'm sorry, that's one of my business services I offer. But I'm also a coach at this point. It's a full-time gig for me. So yeah, I'm not going to work for free, but there's a lot of people who will give you some basic form assessment. Or you can have friends, you can look at each other's form. Because that's one of the big benefits we had for decades, was that serious lifters trained together. And it's not just about the camaraderie. It's not just about getting people in their zone and holding them accountable. It's the fact that if you have 4 or 5 serious lifters all training together, you can assess each other's form, because you can be watching. Guys who are spotting you or standing over to the side, they can see what you're doing. Okay? It gives you valuable feedback. And before the era of cameras, that was actually a pretty important part of being a really good lifter. It was one of the most valuable feedback tools you had, was the ability for other people to watch every lift that you do. Okay? That was extremely valuable. we now have portable cameras. You have the ability to record every serious or heavy lift that you do. Okay? That is valuable feedback. That can replace a lot of the benefits that used to happen by circles of serious lifters always training together. And I'm not saying plenty don't still do that, but it gives you the ability to look at what you're doing. And that's what I'm going to say to people. That is really, really a big deal. It's really a big deal. I would go so far as to say that if you're going to be serious about your lifting, go ahead and upload them to the internet. You know, all of your big lifts, you can start a small YouTube channel. You can upload them to your Facebook. I think that you need to keep a documented vlog of it. I mean, if you're really serious about getting strong, okay? If you're really serious about getting strong, we're at a point to where technology is there to where you keeping a vlog of your big lifts is really easy to do. Like, there's no excuse for that. And not only does it give you accountability, it lets you give yourself an honest comparison to other people. Because, you know, by that same token, I mean, I'll get people who come over here and they'll say, well, I'm stronger than you or whatever, right? And I can look at it and laugh because they don't have any videos up. Or they'll claim they're getting close to my strength, and then you look at their videos and it's just like, bro, no. Because you can give them honest feedback at that point. Because I've had that happen. I've had at least one poster who's like, I'm going to catch you on strength, and I look and his 500 deadlift is hitched, right? He can't lock it. You know, his 300-pound bench or 290 bench, he's bouncing it off his chest. And you kind of have to look at that person and go, no, man, you're a very, very, very long way from catching me. You're not even in the ballpark, brother. Because those lifts that you think are closing in on mine are not, they're not good lifts. But by having that stuff up there, yeah, it makes you accountable, and it can make you look silly when you run your mouth off. That's the downside to it. It can make you look silly when you run your mouth off to other people, because other lifters are going to look at your bad lifts and go, no, bro. But it's going to make you a better lifter for it, because when you upload your lifts online for other people to see, not just yourself, you have to now be honest about it. Like, you can't lie to yourself anymore. If you're hitching your deadlift and you're not strong enough to lock it out, right? You're hitching your deadlift and you're not strong enough to lock it out, you might be able to lie to yourself. But man, the moment you put it up on your channel, every serious lifter who looks at it's going to go, bro, man, your hamstrings are weak. You got to stop hitching and work on your hamstrings. And that's not just the form police, it's just people being honest with you. Like, a good coach or a good lifter will see that and tell you that. Okay, filming your lifts and having them available is an extremely powerful feedback tool. And it will make you better. It'll make you better. Because it forces you to have to look at your lifts. And in the modern day where you can upload everything, and there's easy hosting for everything, and it lets other people be able to see what you're doing, it will give you a degree of accountability for yourself. Because when everyone can see your bad lifts and say, no, man, this is your weakness, this is your problem, this is your technical issue, it might be embarrassing. It might be embarrassing. But it's going to give you valuable feedback, because that's how things used to be. Where if you were to go back 20 years ago or 30 years ago when no one had the cameras and the only way to improve was to have a bunch of other serious lifters training with you, you got that every workout. Okay? That level of criticism that maybe people get online, that they get upset and they'll call people form Nazis, or how could you call this out? Keyboard warrior, right? You got that every single training session in that environment. That was the norm. And you know what? You got stronger and better for it. You got stronger and better for it. And it's one of the most valuable things you can do. And I mean, for me, I vlog every one of my workouts. They're up here, man. You guys see my misses, my failures. You guys see me miss lifts. You see when something goes wrong. It's not embarrassing. You know, as much as people will stand around and try to dog me for it, here's what I would say. Look how I'm progressing and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. You don't think vlogging it has something to do with that? The fact that I record every session and it's up there for everyone to see, and it's not just trolls who are able to see it. There are some top level amazing coaches who see what I'm doing. You don't think any of those guys ever shoot me a message from their official pages? You bet they do. I have some 700-pound squatters and deadlifters who see my stuff and say, hey, Jason, I got a tip for you. Because I vlog everything. Okay? It makes me better. And it'll make you better. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.